Hi, myself as Prakash, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Harvard Institute of Technology. So now we're going to see about conductive heat transfer analysis using ANSYS Workbench software. Right. So this is the question we're going to be discussed today. So heat sinks are commonly used to enhance heat dissipation for a electronic device. In the case study, we conduct thermal analysis of heat sink made up of aluminum with thermal conductivity. So the value is given: the thermal conductivity value, density, specific heat, Young's modulus, Poisson ratio, thermal expansion coefficient. So these are the value which is given, and the boundary condition. So we're going to apply the surrounding air. For surrounding air, we're going to give that 28 degrees Celsius as like room temperature, and the heat transfer coefficient is H equal to 30 watt per meter square degree Celsius. So normally, if you see the thermal analysis means, normally in heat transfer we have that convection, convection and radiation. Like that. So here it sees that convection, how the convection has been take place with help of one uh, structure. So initially, what we're going to study means steady state thermal response for heat sink with initial temperature, that is 28 degrees Celsius we are giving, and what is the constant heat flux input. So Q equal to 1000 watt per meter square. We're going to give means what is that value you're going to find out. Next, suppose the heat flux is square wave function with a period of 90 seconds, and the magnitude means what is that value we're going to find. Next, heat sink is fixed. Like this, we're going to find this. So three condition we're going to find. So this is the structure we're going to find for the heat transfer analysis, right? So if you see like this structure, so pin, the pin we having Siemens, the base size we have 22 mm. All the dimension we have given in the 22 mm. So this is the size which will be clearly given. So this material is made up of aluminum material. So for that aluminum material, the value is given. Poisson ratio, Young's modulus, alpha value, everything is given. Then the boundary condition, air temperature. In the boundary condition, the air temperature we want to given steady state. Transient. So these are the boundary conditions we're going to give in the model analysis, right? So now we'll discuss step by step this problem, right? So see here, first initially we're going to start the ANSYS workbench. From that ANSYS workbench, create a steady state thermal analysis. See there, from this ANSYS analyze, see there, steady state analysis. See there, steady state thermal analysis. Click and drag the steady state thermal analysis. First, initially we want to select the material, right? So in that material, engineering data, add new material. So in the new material, you want to type aluminum. Then see that here new material, you want to type aluminum, right? Next, in that aluminum, they're asking the thermal conductivity. Just open that thermal isotropic thermal conductivity. Double click on the isotropic thermal conductivity. They're asking the temperature. What is the temperature you want to give means the value is given. The thermal conductivity is 170 is given. Room temperature it's not given directly. It's a room temperature, like the room temperature going to take. So the thermal conductivity is 170 watt per meter, 1 C minus 1. So this is the material which is given. Right. If you want to the temperature also you can give 28, but there directly we're going to give. So no need to worry about that. Right. So aluminum material which is created. Next, just to close here, don't close the windows, just to close the engineering data here only. So that aluminum material which is assigned. Next, go for the geometry. Look at face, click that XY plane, click that look at face, see the unit is in meter, change to millimeter, go to sketching option. If you want to draw easily means you can switch on the grid option. The major size and the minor size also you keep us at 10 mm, so we can easily draw. So draw, see here, you can see the diagram. So what the dimension, see the dimension of your diagram. So bottom we have 22, 3, almost each 1 mm, and left side we have 3, and the total height is 8 mm. Okay, I'll start the diagram. See here, by using this polyline. 22 mm is there, so half of that I'm going to take 11 mm. From here to next to 11 mm I'm going to stop. From the here height is 3 mm. From here left side, this side also 3 mm. From here the height is 8 mm. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 mm. Next 1 mm up to this end. Next to 2 mm gap up to here 1 mm. Next to here 2 mm gap. Next to here 1 mm gap. Come this end. From here to here, go to this end, and here up to here. Next again 2 mm. This top one is one. Next to 2 mm. Top one 1. Here next up to this 3 mm. Next to click here and close it. Okay, so no need of dimension check. Why? Because we are using the graph only, so the diagram will be coming perfectly. So now you can switch off the grid option. Switch off the grid option. You can able to see your diagram. Almost your diagram is completed. Now you're going to extrude the option. How much the extrude is take place means it's 15 mm. The extrude is having 15 mm. See that this is the diagram which you have completed. Now extrude as a depth of 15 mm. Right, now click that extrude. They're asking that object, this object. Now the depth is 15 mm. Select 15 mm, generate. Okay, see that the geometry is completed. That's all. Your geometry is completed. Now close your window. So we have the two windows. So directly close this window. So if you close means we have the axis, we have the geometry as tick mark. Next, we want to click the model analysis. Click on the model analysis. Now one more separate window is opening. So we are getting this geometry. Now, first of all, we want to select the material. Why? Because we are assigned the material for this solid. Our material is aluminum, which already created in that initially. So create that aluminum so that the material is completed. Next, you want to go for the meshing. So how the meshing is given in that manual means solid change that material aluminum. So here you want to create the sizing option. From the sizing from face sizing you want to create 5 e power minus 4. Okay, right. So how we going to create means click that meshing option, insert, see that sizing. In that sizing geometry, so which geometry you want to apply means select the full geometry, apply, right? So element size, the element size how much they're asking means 5 e power 4. Five e power minus 4. The element size is 5 e power minus 4. The value is given. Next, so 5 faces. So create that mesh. Right click, body sizing which you have created. Right click and generate mesh. See that our proper mesh has been created. Like this, the mesh which we created. After creating the mesh, go for the boundary condition. So what is the boundary condition means? Initially, we want to create the heat flux. So in the bottom side, we want to create the heat flux. How much the heat flux means? The value is 1000 watt per meter square, meter power minus 2. So here, steady state, right click, insert heat flux, right? Heat flux, which area we want to apply in the bottom surface. Bottom surface means click this one and click only the bottom surface. Next, apply. The heat flux is given 1000 watt per meter square. So the heat flux which is created. Next, what we want to give means the convection. We are drawing for the convection, right? So the convection is you want to create the convection. From the convection, the value is 30 watt per meter square, and the film coefficient is 30, and the ambient temperature is 28. So you want to give 29 phases. That means except your bottom phases. So you want to right click, insert convection. So where you want to give the convection means already bottom we have fixed the heat flux. So in the top area only the convection should be take place. So the convection, how we going to mean, select like this, select 29 phases. The above phases, see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So use the control button. Okay, don't forget. 22, 23, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and 29. Next, click that apply. See the 29 phase which you are selected, right? Next, they're asking the flame coefficient. How much the flame coefficient? That is 30, and the ambient room temperature is 28, right? So our heat flux is created. Now we'll check that how the thermal conduction will take place. So we'll check the temperature, how the temperature will be appear. Next, how the total heat flux. Next one is direction heat flux. So right click on the solution, click solve. Now they're going to be solved. See there, it will be solving. So we are getting that temperature, total heat flux, and the directional heat flux from this diagram, right? So temperature distribution, this is your heat flux, and this is your directional heat flux values. Okay, see that how the temperature will be take place. See there, the temperature will be take place. You want to see your animation means see how the temperature will be take place. The maximum is 33.3. Click that play button. You can able to see the temperature, how the temperature heat flux will be take place. Now you want to see that total heat flux also. Create here, click here, and see the total heat flux. Right. Next, directional heat flux. The total heat flux is 3423.3 maximum, and the directional heat flux is 2031. See the direction heat flux, it will take only the corner allowance, right? See the 2099 something values. Okay, thank you.